What's up, everybody? We're back again with another episode of the Corrupt Cash Cleaners podcast. Quick note, my first scripted podcast project will be dropping in October 2020. I'll give you a firm date when it's there, but very excited. I'm very excited about the cast. I'm very excited about the director and the music, and really hope you guys like it. We're going to be doing a lot more projects like that in the future. So let's get into September. Do you remember when it was like September? Because I lost a lot of money this month. I've been playing it slow with the trades. I've been more keeping money in shares, trying to see, because September is historically a rough month for the stock market. Even the best trades don't work out during this month. That's why they made a whole song, so you could dance yourself away from that edge and jumping off the cliff. But since we're on the back half of September, a lot of analysts are believing the slumps are over. And now's a great buying opportunity with the dips that every major NASDAQ company took. Of course, there's the favorite, the FAANG stocks. They've had a good dip in stock value, but no one has lost faith in all the big names, the Amazons, the Apples, the Microsoft, the Google, the Facebook. Facebook actually had a really good day yesterday. And now's a good time to start eyeing up your rotational stocks, those stocks that you're going to invest in purely because the economy is officially getting back to business. There's certain stocks that I would be wary of. I know I said I was pro Boeing in the past. A lot of issues are coming out. A lot of technical issues, a lot of executive issues. So I would hold back about getting into that one until we get news information confirming the stability of their company. I don't think anymore they're a COVID return-based investment just because there's so many things at play now. Moving on, Nike crushed its earnings yesterday on 9/22. The stock soared 9%. The catalyst for why they beat all the projections? Their online sales grew 83% year over year, and that accounted for 30% of their revenue year to date. This is a sign of many things. One, never underestimate the desire to stay drippy. You already know their sweatsuit sales rose through the roof. You gotta be able to stay comfortable, but also need to let these girls know I will take off this sweatsuit and just do it, if you know what I mean. I feel like a couple things are also at play for why Nike is back and killing it. One, sports are back. I know you guys have been seeing all these crazy kicks that all the NBA players and NFL players and soccer players have been wearing. Neymar just went to Puma. That's a big deal. Drake just signed his certified lover boy deal with Nike. They're releasing his products, sending them to all the celebrities across the world. Yo, Drake, let me get a pair of socks. And fashion is becoming another statement of our identity again. With these masks covering our face, covering where our facial expressions come out the most, I feel like I've never seen more people wear hats in my life. But if you have to be covered up, the expressive will just find a new way to express themselves. And fashion is going to be on an upswing because of that. I know you already see all the designer masks. That's just a sign indicative of what's to come. And that's why all these athleisures, all these regular leisures, all these fat leisures, they are all selling hard because comfortable and fashionable meeting in the middle has never been so important. Also, keep tabs on all the elite athletes who opted out of the college football season. Expect for these players to start signing deals with companies like Nike, endorsing the brand during their time off during their training sessions. If the NCAA can't have you, then fashion will. But best believe, we're going to put these children to work. Let's go. It is time for the TikTok segment of the episode. So let's just start with the equity structure of how the deal will break down. 20% will go to Walmart and Oracle, and they will be the ones governing the U.S. data. 33% other U.S. investors. That means all the dark puppet masters who pull the strings of America. 36% Bytedance. That is the Chinese company that currently owns TikTok. And by the structure so far, they retain the most equity in the company. And 11% to international venture capitalist funds. That is the dark puppet masters pulling strings across the world. So probably some Saudis in there, some Russians in there, whatever. So a whole issue with this deal that's making it take so long is that the Chinese government and the Chinese president wanted Bytedance to retain majority ownership of the company. He did not want his country to look weak. That's why the Microsoft deal never went through. He was not willing to sell 100% of a company that he uses to spy on American children. So initially, Trump said, fuck that. He nixed the deal. He was talking big game all weekend. Nah, this ain't gonna happen. We gonna pull it from Apple on Sunday. Fuck that. Xi Jinping, Rocket Man, Then, he saw the bottom line. US allowed TikTok deal to go through. But now, it is hinging on the Chinese government to accept it on their end. And what I'm hearing is, now they're saying no. We can start to see the power of negotiation swaying before our eyes. Now that they see US is so willing to comply, they're probably going to try and leverage this opportunity to make a deal more favorable to the Chinese government. And we'll see if Donnie lets that fly. All I know is that the corporate interests are saying, give us that Chinese money. They already gave us a flu. What worse can they do? So, just when we thought Microsoft was down, they let us know why they're still the greatest in the game. Microsoft buys Xenix Media, which is a video game company, for $7.5 billion. Ugh, I'm sorry. Big numbers get me energized. $7.5 billion. The video company that is famous for Doom and the Fallout series, they are now coming to the Xbox family, which will probably eventually end up making them Xbox exclusives. And that's how you play chess. Microsoft tried to take over the youthful minds by TikTok. Swing and a miss. Sometimes you get in your own way. Sometimes international politics gets in the way. Who cares? You gotta change, you gotta adapt, you gotta move forward. And that's what they did. Microsoft knows they need to implant themselves in the youth. So what better way to do that if you can't get their social media, you get their video games. Video games are only growing. Kids are only getting dorkier. It is a match made in heaven. Through the exposure of video game competitions and through the exposure of social media and other platforms, their games will be marketed to the world, as well as the Microsoft brand. What I've learned from analyzing Microsoft over the years, they'll get you. You might as well sit back and crack one because they'll get you. And I think they got them. And me. Because your boy is definitely getting both of those new consoles. Alright. Let's talk about this fuckboy at Nikola. This Elon Musk light. So Nikola's founder, Trevor Milton, steps down as the chairman in wake of the article calling their products phony. They said their technology's phony. They said their marketing plan is phony. They said they just know how to sell dreams. Of course, in the wake of this story, the Nikola founder came out like, horse shit, I dare them to test any of our products, blah, 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 blah. And days later, he had to step down. If you wonder, did that have an effect on the share value? Well, it dropped 18% on Monday, 9/21/2020. On one end, you kind of got to give it to him. He faked it until he made it. This is kind of like Theranos. This is kind of like Firefest. But I think that statement needs to have an asterisk on the end that says, fake it till you make it, asterisk, but don't let them find out you faked it. And that's what happened here. The future of Nikola, GM is reportedly staying by them, but we'll see if the world does, and that's what really matters. So, something that I saw this week that really affected the market's performance was the Fed chairs went to testify again. Powell and Munich. And I just don't understand why they keep having these hearings if all it does is drop the stock market. The NASDAQ and the Dow started dropping immediately. And again, at a certain point, if you're the Fed chair, you gotta just start saying shit. It makes no sense that we have a Fed chair who could literally drop the market millions just by showing his face on TV. Why is he the guy? We need a guy or a girl or a guy that will show up on TV and everyone's like, fuck, I need a buy. Where's Magic Johnson? Why is Magic Johnson not standing in the US Senate convincing us to buy shit we don't want to buy? We need a motherfucking salesman as the Fed chair who will get that money flying. You never kept your wallet in your pants during a Magic Johnson commercial in your life. Goddamn American, that's what we need leading this shit. Not a guy who's probably the third wheel in his own marriage. All right, everybody, you know what segment it is. When did that happen? News. So, Johnson&Johnson is the only U.S. company with a single-dose vaccine for the coronavirus in stage 3 trial. And I don't think anyone cares anymore, honestly. At a certain point, the fear of threat subsides when you're surrounded by it daily. Like, you get used to living in the hood the same way you get used to not coughing around grandma. So for this phase 3 trial, Johnson&Johnson will be testing about 60,000 adults through about 215 sites worldwide. And I don't know why anyone has a problem with this, because out of those 60,000 adults, 60,000 of them are stupid. That's just the cost of doing business. You gotta chalk that one up to the game. So this is a super interesting fact. NBC has already made more money in political ads in 2020 than they did in all of 2016. It is September and they've already made more money and no one has even seen one debate. That is how polarizing this upcoming election is. That is how polarizing the state of the US is. And honestly, it's not going to get better anytime soon. This election is definitely going all 12 rounds, and we'll see who stands on top. Now, to end on a slightly brighter note, our guy, MJ, starts his own NASCAR team. His driver, Bubba Wallace. Now, Michael Jordan is from North Carolina, the rural part of North Carolina, and he grew up going to NASCAR events. So this has always been a focal point for him, and I'm just excited to see that new car. If you think hypebeasts were losing it about that Travis Scott meal, wait until you see Jumpman logo slapped on Toyota Camrys, because Michael has a way of doing it to him. And if Bubba Wallace wins one race with that Jordan on his back, people are going to be lining up at midnight outside Ford, waiting for those retro Air Force Fords to come out. And best believe, your boy's going to be in the parking lot mugging people, because smart people get it used. Peace, fam.